This is my first video, my first YouTube video. I am very excited, I'm very nervous, but I've been wanting to make a YouTube channel for quite a few years now. I am doing it today. So I thought I would do a fun video where I'm reacting to one of Jubilee's videos. And if you don't know who Jubilee is, it's a YouTube channel and they have a series called Spectrum. They take a group of people from a certain demographic and they basically give them statements to answer. And in this case, it's about disabled people. I remember seeing their first Spectrum video quite a while ago. I remember thinking, if they make a video where it's around disabled people, I would want to be in that video. But I don't live where Jubilee films. So I thought instead, as an alternative, I would react to it on my channel instead of actually being there. So that's what I'm going to do today. So let's get started. I just realized that I don't have my glasses on. So if I'm making any weird faces, that's why. I'm not judging anyone, so. The first prompt is, I am offended by the word disabled. This one's a funny one to me. I actually didn't expect them to ask this. But I do think there was a very, very, very small time in my life where I was offended by the word disabled. I don't know why. And then I questioned it and I said, why am I being offended by this word? I'm literally disabled. I have a disability. So I don't know why I'm offended by the word that's describing something that I have. So I just realized it was silly to think that way.
I don't necessarily think that it's a bad word and that it's something we shouldn't use, but I also don't think it should be the only word that defines us either.
I do agree with her that it shouldn't be the only word used to describe us, but I wouldn't say offended is a good word. I think it's just that more so we just want to be considered more than our disability rather than just our disability or just a disabled person. Because we're people too and we have, you know, aspirations and goals in life and we want to be loved and stuff like that. So I agree. I'm pretty sure this is filmed in America and I'm Canadian. So if I'm talking about this in a Canadian context, I definitely think that there are a lot of resources, at least where I live, in the province that I live in. I do think that there's a lot of resources for people who have a disability. I think they can be a lot better. I think they can be improved upon, but compared to the States, we definitely have it good. But again, there's always room for improvement, and I'm just lucky though that I live in Canada and that we care so much about people who need help. I'll leave it at that. Also, I don't know this girl's name, but she has a cell phone holder on her chair and I really want that. That'd be awesome. People are going to be ignorant. I have a rare disorder. I mean, that's why people are ignorant, is because they haven't heard of it. But I think the best thing to do is to keep asking questions. This is why I started my YouTube channel. I kind of got tired of the fact that people with disabilities aren't represented as much in the media at all. And I figured I should do something about it. Because there are all these stigmas around different disabilities. The second I open my mouth, and it's very funny watching this happen, but the second I open my mouth, people are so surprised when I sound very intelligent. So then people become so fascinated with it that they don't know what to do. And then, I don't know, I just have so many stories about, I guess, people being ignorant about not only my disability, but disability in general.
So for me, I would agree, but I would come from like a place of understanding, because I feel like even people with disabilities don't understand other people with disabilities.
That's a good point. People with disabilities don't understand people with disabilities. It's true. Sometimes, I'm curious. Sometimes I'm ignorant a lot about different disabilities as well. And so that's why we need to educate people on platforms like YouTube or social media and whatnot. This is the best way to get the information out there. I feel like everyone would appreciate when someone offers help, but I think it's when it's unsolicited help. It's when it's help that was not asked for, or the person didn't ask you if you need help. That's when it becomes a problem. I've had many situations where people just went and helped me, which is great in hindsight, but at the same time, don't just give someone with a disability help. Don't just help them because you think that they need help. Ask first. That's the best thing you can do, is ask, because if someone is pushing themselves in a manual wheelchair and they might look like they're struggling, maybe they're not. The way that they're doing it is different than the way that you would do it. And I was on a train once coming home, and I was getting out my headphones, and they were all tangled up because I just threw them in my purse. One of the employees on the train came up to me and grabbed my headphones out of my hands and just was like, "Here, let me get that for you," and did it for me instead of asking if I needed help. I think in that situation, if it was anyone, it'd be a little weird and awkward, and you wouldn't know what to do, and that's what I did. I went, "What do I do?" Just, "Okay, thank you," and that's pretty much. But I understand the gesture, and I know it was from a good place because he was a really nice guy. Still, you shouldn't just do something for someone with a disability. You should ask, because again, we're gonna have different ways of doing things than the average person maybe, or even we're gonna have different ways of doing things than the person next to you who has a disability. I appreciate every bit of help that I get all the time. If you really want to help, ask, and if they don't need help, then don't help.
Or I've had strangers like come up behind me and just start pushing me, even though I don't necessarily need help with that. If you're somebody that I know and you see that I'm struggling, then you can go ahead and probably help me wheel. But if you don't know me at all, please don't come up behind me and start trying to push me out of nowhere.
The thing is too, is it's kind of dangerous to just come up behind someone in a wheelchair and push them. So with me, I have braces on my feet when I need it, when I go out. But when I'm at home, I don't usually wear it because I just want to be comfortable. And because I've been in a wheelchair for a long time, my legs have kind of gotten bent. They're kind of at a 90-degree angle, almost, when they're not in my braces and when I don't have shoes on. So because of that, they can't be on my feet rest. So they're just hanging there. And what happens is, on my left foot, my little wheel, when I turn my chair at a certain way, it hits my foot and it actually traps it in between the wheel and the wheelchair. And I catch myself before any major damage happens. But if I was ever to not have my braces or shoes on and my feet were hanging down and someone just came up behind me and pushed me, that could be really dangerous. So I never know, someone could have their hand by their wheel or in a certain area on their chair that if you come up and push them, it could really be dangerous and it could cause an injury. Just imagine someone coming up behind you when you're standing there and just push you. You know, it's startling. It's scary. Dating is difficult. Dating was difficult. I am engaged, so I don't have to go through that anymore. But when I was trying to date, it was very difficult. I have a lot of stories, that's for sure, that I could share. But yeah, it's definitely difficult because, you know, people have such high standards that they don't want to, you know, venture into that world or whatever of the disability. And I think it's detrimental, because not only to the person with the disability, but to you, to the person who's doing it, because you don't know what you're missing out on, because there's a lot of great people out there who have disabilities, but no one's giving them a chance, and I don't think that's fair. And there's couples on YouTube as well that are interabled, if you will. It's also very comforting to watch, because it's interesting to see a different couple going through the same thing that me and my fiance are going through.
I never got to experience being, you know, a teenager, being wild, dating, and all of those things. The people who have been in my life, we really had to get to know each other on a deeper level first.
I was born with my disability, so I was in the same boat. I was a teenager when I was in a wheelchair, and, you know, I had my fun nights with my friends, you know, but not to the point that other people were doing. Yeah, it's difficult, so you can't really, go to parties unless there's someone there who can help you get into the house or whatever, because, you know, not every house is accessible. In high school, you know, I had a really big crush on someone until I learned his reaction when he found out like that I liked him. It's very discouraging. It hurts your confidence, it hurts your ego, but, you know, I'm here and I'm engaged to a really wonderful guy, so it's difficult until it gets better, and it does get better. Yes, I have. I still, you know, have my moments, but it's not as much anymore. It's sad. It's definitely sad to hear that you have felt like a burden. And, to those who are significant others or family members of someone who has a disability, I would say to try your best to go out of your way and say, you're not a burden, you're not inconveniencing me, I would love to help you out. It would really help, honestly. It would make a world of a difference, and, you know, help them feel better about having a disability and feel better about themselves.
I would change my disability.
I wouldn't change my disability, but if someone came up to me and they said, I have a cure for your disability, yeah, I would take it in a heartbeat. But would I want to be born without a disability? No. Because I know for a fact that my disability made me who I am today, and if I wasn't born with a disability, I don't think I would be how I am, and I like who I am as a person. And so I think being born with a disability has really taught me to not be judgmental, and to, you know, give everyone a chance. And it's, oddly enough, it's made me a positive person. It also made me mature a lot faster than those who were the same age as me. I had no option. I had to learn how to adapt to the world. I wouldn't change the fact that I was born with a disability, but if I could have a cure, I would take it. This was fun. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe, like all the YouTubers say. And leave a comment on anything you want to know. I'm an